Hey, I'm not gonna be on here long. Um, just a couple things. Uh, I'm doing good. Um, yeah, I'm doing pretty good with current situations and shit. I've been working for last month and a half now, dealing blackjack, doing okay. Hanging out with my family a lot. I think I met a new partner from some of my music. Um, Said I was gonna come in here and talk. I ain't got a lot of time. I gotta go to work today, and I'm with my daughter, so just yeah, I'm not posting anything on Facebook anymore. It's just it's too much of a fucking pain. It's too much of a headache, and you got friends and you know friends that you have online or whatever that think different, have different ideas, which is all great. We're all adults here, and that's the problem. Is that I believe personally is that pride and ego get in the way of everything. Not for me personally. It took me many years to realize that I can point my flaws out to everybody, uh, and I don't really give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, we're all flawed as humans. We're all equal as humans. We're all fucked up as humans, and and that's what I learned in the last few weeks. Is change is excellent. Change shows the intelligence of a human being. I believe. I forget who said that. It was Stephen Hawking, I believe, one of the most intelligent people on earth. Said that intelligence uh, is the ability to change. And I've been becoming pretty good at changing. I think just open for change in general. Um, and my whole life I've been not one to listen to people. And if I don't want to change, I'm not going to change for anybody. It's just like if you're an alcoholic or you're a drug addict and your family wants you to change and everybody wants you to change. What up, Paul? What up, buddy? Um, I guess what I'm saying is that, in my fucked up life throughout the years, as many things as I did wrong, I didn't really listen to nobody and didn't want to change anything from anybody because I'm just an alpha. That's the way I am. But I realized in the last few weeks something happened that I didn't like, made me feel really uncomfortable doing. I was wrong about something, but I didn't feel I was wrong about something because the intention wasn't wrong. I didn't have a wrong intention at all, and it came out wrong to the other person, and hurt their feelings. And without me wanting to hurt their feelings, I still hurt their feelings. So it's just like, if I accidentally stab you, are you still stabbed? Of course you are. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you could have the best intentions, with the worst outcome, and still be like, hey, it's not my fault. That wasn't my intention. But the problem is, you're the one that fired the bullet. I fired the bullet, whether I wanted to or not. So what I did is I took my wife's advice, and I went up to this person and apologized to them, uh, which was very, very, very hard for me at the time. But when I did, it opened up a door for me for change. And what happened is when I apologized to this person, which I was very upset at the time, and it was very hard for me to do. But after I did do it and apologize, and it was valid and I meant it, it's like something lifted off me, and and it made me feel really good about it. And that's what kind of opened the door to change for me. Is like, I have the ability to change my flaws, my wrongs from the past, present, whatever. But you have to be willing to change on that shit, and that's the thing. It's the hardest as human beings, is we're terrified of change. Like I said, I stayed in Daytona Beach for 5 years longer than I wanted to, just because of the fear of change, complacency, and I was making good money, and we had a place to, a nice place to live, and was making good money and all that, and it was completely miserable, for years, and and I make a lot less money here now, but I'm twice as happy as I ever was in Florida. I'm not saying like people wise, like I love all my Florida people. Don't get me wrong. I talk a lot of shit on Florida because as a state, it's a fucking joke. But the people there are not a joke. I love some of my peoples in Florida. Shout out to all y'all. And it's just, it's very simple, man. I mean, the older I get, the more I'm like simplifying the bullshit in life. You know, when you're in your teens and 20s, you want to show how big your balls are. You fight everybody, you do whatever you can, and then in your 30s, kind of the same thing. It kind of veers off a little bit. But now I'm in my 40s, and it's just like, it's not worth it for pride and ego, especially with everything going on right now, and right and left, and in between, and sideways, and Corona, and pandemic, and all this other shit. I understand. I mean, I get it. I like to sit back and watch the show. I don't want to comment too much on the division of America or the guy that's running it right now or the pandemic or anything like that. It's just gonna piss somebody off. I mean, no matter what I say, I'm gonna piss somebody off. So, anyway, I believe that the number one goal for you to become better is to change. And kind of dissolve what you've been built up on to find your true self again, And I'm not saying your parents are wrong or your peers are wrong along the way that kind of like, brought you to who you are, but they've trained you to be a certain way. I believe that you're born with compassion, love, honesty, laughter, and dreaming, imagination, all these positive things, and we've been taught negativity, racism, etc., etc., etc. I mean, and through the past generations, our ideals are so strong and bold that there's no way some people will change. There's no way. I mean, you could have the biggest dumbass as president. I'm not saying who, but make all the wrong moves and just totally just openly just a fucking moron. And I don't really give a fuck because I'm not left or right. I don't really give a shit who's president because money rules all. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, president's great. Back in the day, George Washington, all the way to the whatever 20 presidents. And then it became about money, but the point is that you could have the worst person in the world running everything, and if your ideas run with that, you're gonna be like, that's my guy no matter what. He could sit there and shoot 15 babies in the head and you'd be like, go ahead, do it, I trust it. And that's, I just can't think like that. I'm not judging anybody else. I just think that the pride and ego of this world needs to be pushed aside. I'm not going to sit there and preach love and harmony and all this hippie bullshit. People are people. It's hard for people to change little things compared to big things, like especially ideas that they've had or they've been pushed in their head since they were born. So I'm not really upset with anybody for their beliefs. I mean, whatever you believe, whoever you vote for, more power to you, you know what I'm saying? Just, the only thing that I'm saying is that, on an individual day, on an individual basis, things that you do to somebody can affect their day, negative or positive. And the thing that I like about my life is that I've always been that type of person where if I see an ant drowning, I pick up, I save the ant. If I'm holding the door for somebody at 7-Eleven and there's 5 people walking up, I'll hold the door for all 5 people. It's just the way that I am. I'm not saying I'm great or anything. It's just a natural, common sense, compassionate type person I am. I don't think, fuck those people, I'm going to shut the door on them or whatever. It's just a natural instinct to be kind and caring. It's taken me many years to become that way, I think. The people that know me personally, like Paul and people like this, know that I'm really very socially awkward, but also very, very charismatic and like a social butterfly, if you will. It's to people that know me, I'm very easy to get along with. I think because I've moved around my whole life, and I became kind of a chameleon with most situations, whether it be the streets or high rises or playing golf with some executives. I've done it all, and I'm pretty good at acting, I guess you would say. Not acting towards, like, people, like, just as a social awkward, being somebody that's socially awkward, you have to learn how to adapt, or you're just by yourself all the time. So I don't know where I was going with that exactly, but I'm willing to change every day. I want to start bringing this type of religion, not a religion, but this type of belief into my heart and soul of, I don't know the name of it right now off the top of my head, but Kobe Bryant, those who know who Kobe Bryant is, had a belief or religion or whatever. It's Mandola or whatever it is. I'm going to figure it out, and then I'll tell you all what it is. But all it is taking reflection every day on yourself, and then trying to be a better self the next day. Every day you want to be better than the last day, and that's it. Very simplistic. Just try to be better than the day before every day. By the time you're old and getting ready to perish, hopefully you see what you want to see, and that's what I believe it is. I think it's very simplistic. I think it's subtracting all the bullshit that we've gone through, piece by piece by piece by piece by piece. And psychology, I love psychology. I love psychosis. I love all that shit. It just really gets me good, and I like to figure out things about myself and what I do wrong, and then explain it to some of you guys, and maybe I touch one of y'all, to change. It's like I said, with the current events, I'm not happy with it. Nobody's happy with it. You know what I mean? And I'm just kind of going with the motions, I just don't want to. I'm just so sad to see this whole, if not this whole country, but this whole world divided right now about everything, and it's just crazy. It's crazy that shit's right in our face and we can't see it, blinded by pride and ego. And that it was never seen people so divided in my life, and it's because we're afraid of change. We're afraid of change. We can't get past our own pride and ego, and that's the whole thing. Like, I have issues. I have mental issues. I have skin issues. I have a lot of fucked up shit, about me. But the thing is, I realize it. I honestly realize that I got some really messed up issues that I've had my whole life. I got dad issues. I got mom issues. I got brother killing himself issues. I got dog issues. I got a lot of issues like everybody does. And the main thing that I'm saying is that through all the crap that we faced in our lives, all the ex-husbands and all the mommy and daddy issues and drug abuse and everything else, it just builds you up to put a mirror in front of your face to change. That's what I see, and I don't particularly care what I look like or what I seem like to others anymore. I mean, I kind of do. When I play music and stuff, I want to sound good and all this. But when it comes to me talking, what I'm really doing right now is I'm talking to myself. I see a picture of myself, And what I've been doing for the last 4 years, talking online here and there and playing music and stuff, is this it's a goal. It's to me it's courageous. To me it's finding a better self to myself. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think some of the ultimate power in life is to truly not give a shit, about what others think of you personally. If the people that love you and care about you, they know who you are. They know when you're being fake. They know when you're full of shit. They know when you're trying to get something. And all this other stuff. And that's not what it's about. It's about realizing yourself and your flaws and what you do wrong, and your comfortability in keeping those flaws every day because it's comfortable and you don't want to change. I get it. I get it. I haven't wanted to change for like the last 25 years. Like, fuck all y'all. I am who I am. No, and that's not right, because as much as I think that I'm right or about something, it's not right. You know, I tell myself, you tell yourself, hey, it's okay, you're right. You know, don't worry about it. Screw them if they don't like it. No, it's I think your mind is telling you, hey, you need to change something about yourself, you know? If you make a mistake, you know what I mean? It's nobody's fault but your own. If you become successful, it's nobody's fault but your own. If you do some bad shit, it's you. If you do some good shit, it's you, and so on. It's not your wife, it's not your husband, it's not your kids, it's not your whatever. You know, nobody can change you except you, no matter if it's good, bad, or indifferent. You know, and like I said, I'm getting to a point now where I'm older. You know, even family members probably think I'm a piece of shit. Don't care. It doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean? I'm not one of these people that try to look good for my family. I've never been that way. I know who loves me. I know who doesn't. You know what I mean? And that's just the sick, sad part of life. You know, you can't change somebody's outlook on you. You can only change your own outlook on you. You know? And not because to please them, but to make yourself happy. You know? To be complacent. Not complacent, but to be calm. To be without facing anxiety every day. You know? To smile. It's very simplistic to me. It's your day could either go bad or good depending on your attitude. Think about that for a second. Your day, every day, today, could be good or bad depending on your attitude and if you want to be good or bad. Every day. That's the way it is. That's not, you know, somebody woke me up early or my daughter kicked me in the nuts or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It's very simplistic. You know, start talking to yourself a little bit. You know, a couple minutes a day. Figure it out. If you want to be a better self, then become a better self. If you're complacent and you're full of fear and you don't want change and everything else, then just keep doing the same thing. I ain't mad at you. I'm just telling y'all what I'm doing. You know, I never thought I'd be like my father. My brother wanted to be just like my dad my whole life. And I was the opposite. I picked up a lot of things that my dad has said along the way and you know, and put them in my heart and soul. But a lot of it, it's like I've always been independent. I want to find my own life. I want to search my own adventure. I want to follow my own dreams. I've been like that since I was a kid. And that's it. I mean, like, I play music. I love music. I adore it. I'm not the best musician in the world. I don't claim to be. I don't claim to be the best vocalist in the world or the instrumentalist. But you know what? It makes me feel better about myself. It makes me feel good to produce something from nothing. It helps me know that some people out there that have been watching me from day one, like Paul, you know, and different people have, if I leave anybody out, it's no disrespect, but people that have been watching me from day one I got past all the bullshit. I got past all the everybody saying you suck and you're not good enough and your voice sucks and you're too old and you know, what are you doing, and you know, and how could you step down from a great job to pursue this, you know, childish, impossible dream? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't like words like impossible. I don't like words like you know, can't, you know, won't. Things like that piss me off. You know, when somebody tells me something's impossible, it makes me want to drive harder for it. You know, there's been people that have cared about me. There's been people that don't care about me that say the same thing. You know, you're not good enough. You know, you got to take care of your family. You know, what are you thinking about? And the thing is that I'm thinking about me. You know, and I think a lot of us, I'm not saying in a selfish way or a narcissistic way, but a lot of us throughout the years, honestly, when you think about it, forget about ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like, you know, oh, go out and buy all this fucking shit for yourself and clothes and all this and you deserve that kind of shit. I'm saying like, you need to find yourself again. Somewhere we've all lost it. We've all lost our true self somewhere, whether it be early adolescence, whether it be teenager, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever. Some of us never find it. Some of us don't want to find it. Some of us don't give a shit. Some of us just want to go on our daily lives, have our job, have our wife, have our kids, and maybe have a boat and a swimming pool or whatever, and that's great. And that's just not for me personally. I'm a challenger. I'm a cliff jumper. I'm gonna press and press until I can't press anymore. And then when I'm in a wheelchair one day, then I don't want to be that. I want to rock out. I want to travel the world with my family. I want to show my daughter everything. I want my daughter to wake up with me in Egypt and see the pyramids, and then a week later wake up and see the fucking windmills in whatever they're called, in Holland, and then so on. Paris, France, Kazakhstan, wherever the fuck we go. That's what I want. I wanna do something that I love, and make enough money to support my family and travel. That's ultimately what I want to do, and that's the dream. And I think that dreams are actually I don't think they're dreams at all. I think they're realities if you make them realities. If you set a goal for yourself and you go towards that goal and you hit it, never stops. You go on to the next goal and you go on to the next goal. Why do you think so many successful musicians kill themselves? Because they've worked so hard to get where they're at. Then they've been where they're at for however period of time is, and there's just nothing left. They're not happy, and they've done everything they wanted to do, And it just, life could be so simple and happy if we accept that, And I think that a lot of us just don't accept what's going on because of our own selves and our own beliefs and our own mind and what we've been through our whole lives. I love America. I was born in America. I don't like, I'm not going to get too far into it, but I don't like the leaders. And I'm not talking about Trump in general. I'm talking about just the power, the fucking money, how people are super rich, people are super poor, people that bust their ass, work 2 jobs to take care of their kids barely. And, and you got people that are just flourishing, I get it, I get it. You work for what you got. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. What I want to talk about real quick before I get off here is that the older I get, the more simpler it becomes for me, the more simpler it should be for us as adults. You have to be willing to change. I'm not talking about presidency. I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about government. I'm not talking about racism. I'm not talking about coronavirus. I'm talking about simple change yourself. Be better. Try to be better than the day before every day. Try to figure out what you've done wrong, who you've hurt today, and make amends with it. Come back the next day so it doesn't happen. After a while, your flaws or I'm not going to say you're going to be flawless, but it's very simplistic, I believe. I believe life is very simplistic, like nature is very simplistic. There's good and bad. There's always going to be good and bad. There's always going to be right and left. There's always going to be people arguing. There's always going to be, opinions, and most of them are shit. Mine's shit. We're all shit when it comes to opinions because, it's not individualized. That's what pisses me off the most about things nowadays. Nothing is individualized. It's all groups of things. It's all cliques. It's all high school bullshit. It's all this or that. We believe this or we believe that. There's no communication. There's no debate on why things are right, and then saying, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm willing to change. All I know is that I'm willing to change. And it was very hard for me because after 20 years of not changing and not backing down to anybody, not apologizing to anybody for anything because I didn't do nothing wrong. When I apologized that day, a couple weeks ago, for something that I feel like I did nothing wrong. But like I said, if I accidentally stab you with a knife, and I didn't mean to, are you still stabbed? Of course you are. So when I apologized to that person, it was hard. It was really, really, really hard for me to do because I didn't think that I was wrong. But once I apologized to this person, something lifted off me. A door opened up. And I felt really good about it, you know? And that's me telling myself, you're wrong, whether you believe it or not. And it's okay if you're wrong, because you're learning. And I believe that all life is learning experiences, one after the other. I mean, I don't think that there's anything more than that. I think we've lost track of our lives. I don't care how old you are or young you are, you know? I think we lost track of being happy, you know, and being calm and enjoying the little things in your life every day. You know, looking at your kids, not on your phone. You know, looking at your spouse, not the TV. You know what I mean? Smile with the people that you love. Try to be positive and have an open ear to the people that you care about. You never know what somebody's going through. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I've called my best friend Giovanni countless times, crying, not knowing the fuck to do, and some days he'll sit there and listen to me for hours, you know? And some days I'll listen to him. Some days we just argue. But you know what? At the end of the day, he's always my brother. He's my best friend, and he's always there for me, you know? And that's how it should be for people. You know, if you care about somebody, who cares? Don't judge them. Don't judge them. Like, some people think I'm a good-looking guy. I could give a shit less, you know? Where are your teeth in your mouth? Oh, there's a... I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I have no teeth. No teeth in my mouth. Don't give a shit. It is what it is. It doesn't change who I am. If somebody has acne on their face, if somebody has skin disorder, if somebody's got a mental illness or mentally retarded or has Downs or is autistic, you know, you need to, let me rephrase that. Life, I believe, is simple. I believe as humans we complicate shit. I think that throughout our past relationships and kids and blah 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 down the mommy and daddy issues and etc., we've lost our way. We've put up walls and barriers to stay safe. I have. Shit, I know I have. My walls were super high, you know. I don't let nobody get in shit. I'm a strong individual. I'm an alpha, and I don't want to be an alpha like Ross Corliss. He's a true alpha. I'm an alpha. I didn't ask for it. I didn't ask to speak on here. I just feel like I need to, you know. I just feel like we as humans complicate so much shit. So many things we complicate. Politics, fucking relationships, jobs, etc. Whatever, you know. It's very simplistic to me personally. What I'm learning, being 42, is what I'm learning now is that your day can go good or bad, depending on your attitude. You alone. That's what I'm saying. I'll say it one more time. Your day can go good or bad, depending on you. It's nobody else. It's not that guy that pulled in front of you. It's not that guy that bumped into you at a 7-Eleven. It's not the boss that's being a piece of shit to you at work. It's you. You control everything about you. Everything. And that's what I learned 2 weeks ago when I apologized for something I feel like I didn't do wrong. But I did, and it made me feel really fucking good. You know? Because the door opened up for me. I mean, we're terrified of change as humans. I am. I know y'all are too. You know? But the older I get, the more I'm willing to change, the less scary it is, you know? Fuck it. I came from Florida to Vegas with no money with my family on a gamble. You know why? Because I was sick and tired of being terrified of being complacent. Because I was making good money at a job that I couldn't stand anymore. And being around people that I didn't like anymore. You know, for many reasons. And I stayed somewhere for almost 5 years because I was terrified of change. But you know what? I'm getting better with it. I'm not saying I got it. I mean, hopefully some of y'all get what I'm saying. I try to keep it very simple. I'm not talking about racism. I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about any of the current event bullshit. I just sit back and watch the show. I have no comments on it. All I'm telling you is that when you wake up in the morning, you have the ability to have a good day or a bad day, and that's it. There's no more than that. It's so simple. It's so simple. It's like meditation. It's like if you're praying to your God. It's like whatever. It's simple. You know? Be better than you were yesterday. Every day of your life. And I believe that you will become great. You know? You might be dead in 5 days after that. But, you know, that's what I believe it is. That's what the experience is here. I believe it's all a bunch of learning experiences. And how much we can take. And how many times we can get back up. You know? And that's it. And the people you've touched along the way. I know I've touched a lot of people. Some good, some bad. You know? I've done a lot of bad shit in my life. I was a drug addict for most of my life. I was an alcoholic for a good part of my life. You know? I'm no better than you. I'm no better than him. I'm no better than whoever. Even when I become successful with music, which I know I will eventually. I'm not the greatest musician. I'm not the greatest vocalist. I'm not. But my ideas, you see? When I touch people, you see? When I touch people and it makes them feel good, I feel like I've done something. We're so into hate. We're so into division. We're so into politics, bullshit, mundane shit. You know? Why are we divided? Do you know why we're divided? Because there's no individualism these days. I'm individualist because I work on it every day. You know? But a majority of people are in groups. Think in groups. What happens? George Carlin said it. I don't know exactly how George Carlin said it. I love George Carlin. He's one of my favorite people. But he says, individualism, when you're speaking to somebody, you know, if I'm speaking to Michelle, me and her speaking, I can see the universe in her eyes. I can see the brightness. I can see the love, the compassion, the honesty, all this. I've never met her. But if you talk and you communicate to somebody one-on-one, you get all these things, you know. I'm just using Michelle as a reference. Let's say Michelle, her best friend comes in with her friend. All of a sudden, without even knowing it, the universe slowly closes up and it goes into the group thing. Now, I'm not saying her personally, but that's what we do as human beings. You know, it's a typical middle school best friend thing. You have a best friend all through elementary school, all through middle school, best friends the whole time. As soon as you get to high school, boom. You know, you're popular, he's not popular, she's not popular, whatever. You kind of go your own way. You know what I mean? You lose all that love that you had with this one person because now you're in a group setting. And now you want to look and feel and act a certain way. And I get it. I've been there, you know? I believe that if we keep life more simple, the more simple life becomes. Do you know what I'm saying? The more complicated we make it, the more complicated it becomes. It's very simple. You know? It's not a foolproof process. I'll be learning this my whole life. I'm no better than anybody else on earth. You know? But I'm no worse either. That's the thing what people don't remember. It doesn't matter if you have a lot of money. I've met lots of millionaires in my life, in my business. You know? And 9 out of 10 of them are very unhappy people. You know what I mean? Because you're driving for something, you're driving for something, you're driving for something that you need more and more and more and more. It's an addiction. You know, some people are like, hey, I want that addiction. No, you don't. I don't think you do. You know, I'm terrified of becoming successful with music. Do you know why? Because now I have all this shit I got to deal with. I got to worry about who wants this, who wants that. You know, the way to act, I'm going to act the way I fucking act right now. If I become successful in the next 5 years and people know me and I'm traveling around with my music, I'm going to be the same exact fucking way that I am now. Nothing's going to change. I've had money. I've had a lot of money in the past. I've also lived out of a dumpster. I was also homeless for 2 years. I also have no fucking teeth in my mouth. It is what it is. We're all human. We all have flaws, you know. So if you watch this whole thing and you enjoyed it, then that's what I'm doing it for. You know, I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for, you know, maybe some people to pick up on it. You know, hold the door. Gives a fuck. Say hello. You know what I mean? Put down your phone a little bit more and start opening up your eyes a little bit more. You know, like the old saying, smell the roses. It's the little things in your daily life that we forget about, you know. The little things, you know. Like having ice dispensed out of your fucking refrigerator. You know what I mean? When some people will walk 10, 15 fucking miles to get this much water for their family. You know what I'm saying? There's people that have no arms and no legs that get by, you know. And we have perfectly good arms and limbs. And we worry about aesthetics like eczema and blemishes and shit like this. Simplify your shit. You know what I mean? Don't judge nobody. Don't judge me. I'm not judging you. I'm not judging them. I'm just trying to help. Like life for dummies. The more I learn, the more I'm going to get on here and talk about it. You know? If you want to pick up on some of the shit that I'm talking about, perfect. If you just like to hear me talk, perfect. If you hate me and you just want to fucking watch me and be like, I hate that piece of shit. I hope he chokes on a hot dog right now. You know? Perfect. Don't care. It's okay. Because it'll get in here, hopefully. You know? I'm no guru. I'm no Tony Robbins. I'm no anybody like that. I'm just a dude. Just a guy. Just a guy that's willing to change and learn from life. You know? Not what I see on TV, not what I see on social media, none of this fucking bullshit, you know what I mean? I mean, it's crazy. I get it. It's crazy right now. You know what I mean? But look down, you know? Look up, you know? Look left, look right. There's a lot of shit going on in your life that's not on social media or your phones or your TV, you know? And I think we've lost a lot of track in that. I think a lot of us live inside these phones. I do sometimes, you know. I try to minimize my time on my phone, so especially if I'm with my family or whatever else, you know. But like I said before, I'm no greater or worse than anybody else. And nobody else is greater or worse than anybody else. We just are who we are. We change what we want to change, or we stay exactly the way we want to stay. Pride and ego. Pride and ego are the worst two things I believe humans that has ever spawned on this human race is pride and ego, you know, and gluttony and all those, you know. But pride and ego is horrible. I believe that the reason we're all so divided right now and the shit has really hit the fan, it's not because of this or that or whatever. I believe it's just that we're not individualized. We're not thinking as an individual system. We're thinking as a group system. You know, and there's this group, and then there's this group. And this group doesn't like this group. And that's the way it is. You know? It's like a Michael Jackson fight between, like in a video, Michael Jackson video. You know what I'm saying? It's this group against this group. Fuck the groups. Explode the groups. Think for yourself. Change for yourself. Others around you will pick up on it. They will change. Eventually. That's what I've seen. Alright? So, thank you very much for watching me. I appreciate it. I'm going to be off Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I think I got a new music partner I'm going to collaborate with. Young gentleman with a really, really clean voice. I think his voice and my voice together would be dope. We're gonna check it out and see what happens. Keep an eye out for that. Gonna do some GarageBand techie shit. Maybe some more poppy stuff. Like I said, I appreciate you watching me. I'll finish with a song. I'll go get my guitar and play one song and then end it like that, so it's like theatrical. All right, do that. 1 second. What up, loving dudes? I'm right here, sorry. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for the waiting. Alright, I'll end it with a song that way it makes it more theatrical. Eh? Thank you all for watching, I appreciate it. Heart, soul, body, and mind. Will I ever escape my fate? My fate, it's too late. Do you want to hear my words? Even if sometimes it hurts. And I can't tell you no lies now. Run away from me. I will write my life. Things will get broken in time. If I could find a way to clear my mind, I'd be fine. But in the meantime, I wanna know everything, baby. But don't like the hate that it brings me. Do you wanna hear my thoughts as your brain slowly rots? Take it much more, yeah. All this chaos from all this storm. I wanna look in those eyes. What a beautiful disguise. You can't tell me the truth now. Won't you stay with me? I will write my life. Things will get damaged here in time. If I could stop thinking for a moment, I'd be fine. But in the meantime, I wanna know everything, baby. But don't like the waste that it brings me. Alright, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Alright. Simple. Be better than your last day. Simplicity. You know. You could have a good day or a bad day depending on your attitude. It's only you, nobody else. Nobody to blame. So when you do good, and you do positive, and you become successful, it's all you. It's nobody else. It's just you. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. Thank you for listening.